So glad you could join us today. I'm Carrie Patrick, your host for Eye on St. Lucie, a show that brings you information about St. Lucie Public Schools instruction and operations. In this very special edition, we'll be broadcasting from IRSC's Kite Center, where the stage is set for Project Citizen Showcase, and you'll hear from students and teachers about projects, research, and some unique experiences. At the Project Citizen Showcase, 7th graders share their perceptions about problems in the community. You'll be intrigued as to how they seek solutions and find ways to put their plans into action. Well, Kate, it is so nice to be here at the beautiful IRSC Kite Center. We have our Project Citizen Showcase in full bloom, and you are the coordinator of this wonderful event for the past 4 years. Tell us a little bit about what you do and what this event is all about.
Welcome this morning. This is the 7th grade Project Citizen District Showcase for St. Lucie Public Schools. We've been doing this in our district for 8 years. This is my 4th year organizing the project. We have our students across the district who are researching public policy in their civics classrooms and looking to see how they can make a difference in their community. So they've been looking all year long at problems in their community, what is going on that they can try to find a problem or a solution for, and doing lots and lots of research, and they're here today to present what they've found.
Now, these are our 7th grade world changers, and St. Lucie Public Schools has a wonderful history of sending our students here to the state level competition and even on to nationals because of the work that they have done and the solutions that they've come up with. Tell us more about the successes that we've had in the past.
Yes, at this district showcase, we're going to see the best of all of our school projects. From here, we send their research and their portfolios to the state competition in Tallahassee, where our movers and shakers are going to take a look to see exactly what our kids are looking at. And from there, they go into a state competition for finals in May with other communities around the state of Florida. And we've actually had our kids go to a national competition 2 years ago where they had the highest accolades possible for their project on the flooding issue in Port St. Lucie.
That's absolutely tremendous. And when we say these go to the state level, our legislators are looking at this. And now in the past, our local representatives have seen what they've come up with as far as solutions. I do believe that we've had some issues actually acted upon because of the suggested solutions that our students have come up with. Am I correct?
Yes, we had a few years ago a group of students who wanted to make sure that our schools were very clearly identified as drug-free zones, and they made connections with our local government to make sure that there were signs placed all around the campuses to let the community know that our school zones are drug-free zones.
Sounds like we do have some movers and shakers. We're going to take a look at what's going on today at our Project Citizen Showcase, and perhaps we'll see some of the solutions presented in our world tomorrow. With me now, I have a group from Lincoln Park Academy, and their project was Opioid Use. There's no excuse. Ladies, would you please introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm Anaya Augustin.
Hi, I'm Grishner Joseph.
Hi, I'm Waynisha Toussaint.
Hi, I'm Latanya Francois.
Ladies, I looked at your project and was very, very impressed. You did a lot of research. I understand that the research on opioid use came from the fact that you, as well as myself and many other people, we know people who unfortunately have experienced the unfortunate overdose of opioids, and that is a tragic misfortune that many people in our society are facing. Yet you thought it was important to do the research so that you could come up with solutions that could help our society. You wanted to do something about it. So why don't you give us a little glimpse into what your alternatives are for our community and the overuse of opioids?
Our alternatives would be creating PSAs, public service announcements, to inform people by using visual and representations of what drugs could do to our body. And then the second alternative would be treatment for people with chronic pain.
And chronic pain does tend to put a lot of people into that, they're looking for something, for a way out or a help, something to ease their pain. And it's not that they're looking just to use drugs. So it's good people tripping into something that's very unfortunate. And did you, in your research, you spoke with medical individuals, you spoke with people in our on our councils. Tell me, what was most impactful to you as you were doing your research, as those aha moments of, wow, this is really insightful for me, this is helpful to my research?
Just hearing the stories of people was very impactful, because I got to see how they are affected and like how they found out about these type of drugs or how they were introduced to them. So.
And getting that root cause does help you, as a researcher, look forward to finding the solutions. I know for myself that's very important. So what's our next step here as Project Citizen?
We're going to continue doing research, and from there we're going to try to find more solutions. As of now, there's not really solutions to this problem, but we're going to keep researching to find these.
We're going to keep trying to find another way to help solve the issue.
Well, I think if you tune into any news program today, that is a problem that we are all looking forward to finding a solution for. And who better than you, our future leaders, to solve that problem? I look forward to hearing about what you have to say about this and other solutions for our world, because you, young ladies, are problem solvers for tomorrow. Thank you so much for being with us today. We are here with a group from Lincoln Park Academy that researched food deserts. You may not think that our lovely community has food deserts, but based on this research, you would be incorrect. We do indeed have food deserts in St. Lucie County. In fact, these fine young men have identified a zip code or two in which we have food deserts, and I'm going to ask them to explain exactly what a food desert is. Kyle?
Well, a food desert could be defined as an area with a minimal amount of fresh fruits and vegetables. And this is due to a lack of supermarkets and farmers markets within our area, and the people in this area not being able or not having access to vehicles to drive to supermarkets such as Walmarts and Publix.
So a food desert, place that we don't have access to a lot of foods. But in your research, you identified the kinds of food that are most important, and that's healthy foods. And that is all about making good choices, because sometimes we have access to food that is not necessarily healthy for us, and that comes back to education. And you've come up with some really great solutions, 3 of which you shared with me. Tell me about those solutions that you pose to help with the problem of food deserts in our own community.
Well, as our classes, we had proposed the first one to build more supermarkets around this area. We had looked through, using Google Maps, all the empty lots around this area, and we found out there are a lot of empty areas in these food deserts, as I identified the zip codes 34947 and 34950, and implanting more convenience stores near this area. However, it would take a long time to build all these convenience stores and corner stores, and it would take a lot of money. And so we decided that might not be the best choice. And so our second choice was to make a mobile food market where you as some ice cream truck of sorts, where it goes around and distributes food to these food desert areas. And we had looked at the advantages and the disadvantages. We saw that an advantage would be giving the food directly to the people, but however, it would take a lot. It would increase taxes, as food trucks cost a lot, and you'd have to pay for gas and the food to provide to the people. And we decided that the sudden increase in taxes would most likely not be wanted, and that this idea was invalid. So we brainstormed a third idea, which would be requiring convenience stores to implement more healthy foods into what they're selling. And we looked at the advantages and the disadvantages. The advantages, it solves the problem at its source, as there are, I believe, 120 convenience stores in our area, about 50 fast food chains, and only 60 supermarkets. So as you can see, fast foods and convenience stores, which typically tend not to sell healthy foods, are completely overwhelming the healthy market. So we decided the majority of the problem was convenience stores. If we fix the problem of convenience stores first, then it would help the problem of food deserts altogether.
You did a tremendous amount of research, you and your team. You've got data to back it up, and the fact that you were considerate of our economics is tremendous. Now, taking this forward to our government agencies and city officials, I think that you've really got a solid leg to stand on when you bring your idea forward. And one of the things you mentioned to me is that it does start with education, and you are the nucleus of where it starts. So you begin spreading that good word, you begin educating individuals about the convenience stores and making the good choices. I know when I walk into a convenience store, I see the fact that I could buy a pack of Oreos, or I could buy an apple or a banana, because they do have those healthy choices available to me. So as a consumer, I need to make sure that I too am making the good choices when I have the ability to do so. I congratulate you all on looking at our community and trying to make it a better place, because it does start with you, our young leaders. So thank you for the time you've spent with me today, and good luck on your future endeavors. We are now with the team from Manatee Academy with Project Citizen. We're going to take just a moment for this team to introduce themselves. They have a very unique and intriguing project on the weight of backpacks. So first, let's find out who we have with us.
I'm Kayani Pryor.
I'm Layla Alette.
I'm Adrian Saldivar.
And I'm Salifia Koch.
Well, welcome, team. This Project Citizen is unique. We have seventh grade students who are researchers and leaders in the community, looking at problems that are considered potential problems, and you are coming up with solutions. Now, you carry around a backpack. You have brothers, sisters, and friends who are even younger than you carrying around backpacks that are weighty. And you feel that it is a concern because not only does it weigh on you now, but the potential problems in the future with scoliosis and other health concerns could be alleviated if we took care of that now by putting in place some solutions that you consider positive. First of all, what are the concerns that you have, and then share with us what are some of the solutions that you pose as positive?
So we feel like that the main problem is scoliosis in some of the kids at our school, and we feel like reducing the weight of book bags will reduce their chance of having it worse when they get older. And some of the kids that are already almost there getting scoliosis, they don't have it in the future. So our solution is to reduce their book bag weight by putting a limit on the amount of weight they can carry.
What causes weight in book bags?
Well, homework and textbooks. Textbooks are a really big issue. we don't have, like in elementary school, you have cubbies and where you can put all your books and things, but we don't have that in middle school, so we have to carry it around all day. And elementary students, they're stationary and they stay in one place all day, as where we have to walk around all day with our book bags, and it puts a lot of weight on our backs.
Okay, so we know that in order to be a student, that many times you have things that you need to research. There are books, there are notebooks, research materials. What would the potential solution be? Because you shared with me some ideas and thoughts that would alleviate a heavy textbook that you consider a viable solution.
So an alternative policy that we have would be to have lockers or tablets, like Amazon Fire tablets, instead of textbooks, because tablets can completely like erase textbooks, and they can just replace it altogether.
So your solution is to tap into some of the technological advances that we have today in order to alleviate potential health detriments for the future.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I congratulate you all on the efforts that you are putting forth in order to make not only today's lifestyle more healthy, but you're looking into the future as well, because we do want to make sure that we have sustainable, healthy lifestyles, and then you are not only concerned about yourselves, but others as well. So thank you very much for the time that you spent with me today, and I look forward to hearing more about what you are doing to be problem solvers for our future. We're here with a group of young ladies from Palm Point Research School at Tradition, and they have done a project on Oh, What a Relief. It's about natural disasters and what we can do as a community to help and support. I'm going to let them share some of the research that they have conducted and give you insight into what that has meant to them as potential leaders and community activists. But first, let's find out who is on this dynamic team from Palm Point.
My name is Dominique Thomas.
My name is Allison Sexton.
My name is Eliana Perez.
My name is Amanda Blake.
Ladies, I know you've been working very, very diligently as a team, and you've had a wonderful teacher that has been helping to get this thing going for you. Who is your teacher?
Our teacher is Miss Cruz.
Right. And Ms. Cruz has helped you with Project Citizen, but mainly this is a project that 7th graders undertake. You are responsible for contacting legislators, you're responsible for doing the research. You take an idea, you take a problem that you see in the community, and you are the problem solvers. You come up with ideas, you reach out, and you've got to have the data and the support to move things forward. And from what I understand, you have done a tremendous amount of networking and reaching out. Tell me what you have done and what this has meant to you.
Some congressmen we have reached out to is Congressman Bill Nelson and Congressman Brian Mast. With Bill Nelson, we actually got an email back from him explaining that he would do his very best to try to get the word into Congress. And also, we also had a Skype call with Brian Mast where he shared his insight onto the topic and what he would do personally to solve it to help us.
And specifically, what was it that he was willing to do? Because, you know, many people think that our congressmen and women are unreachable, and that's just not the case, because they're there to serve.
So Brian Mast basically said when we get our idea out there, he will be able to come in with us and help us make it a reality.
And when you brought this information back to your classmates, what was their reaction?
We were all very excited, and we were all happy that we actually got to Congress, got to talk to a member of our Congress. They were extremely ecstatic because that's one of the things that our group was focusing on.
And as citizens, we know that, you know, we live in a democratic society. It's so very important that we exercise our rights as citizens to contact our city officials. We vote, we make our voices known. Does this have any impact on you as you continue to grow, and you know that one day you'll have that ability to vote? And I mean, as seventh graders, your voice is being heard. What does that mean to you as adults in the future?
I guess this teaches us that even though you might not be a congressman yourself or in the legislative process at all, you'd be able to influence it in a way that's beneficial to not only you, but your entire community. So that was a very empowering thing to think about as a seventh grader.
All right, so we know that hurricanes and weather tragedies happen every year. And we are always asked, if it doesn't impact us, what can we do to support others? So you've put forth some solutions to try to help people in the future. And I'm certain that your congressmen, your congresswomen have heard some of your solutions. We do look forward to the fact that what you have posed as a solution could potentially be problem solvers for our future. And one day that might come right back to us. So I thank you for the work that you're doing. I thank you for stepping out there and being the leaders that we know you are. Just tremendous, tremendous, tremendous. And keep up that spirit of being a change agent. Congratulations. We are here with students from Westgate K-8, again, 7th grade world changers. They have a topic that is very, very important and very, very serious. Give attention to suicide prevention. Now, this is so unfortunate, but many of us know people who have attempted suicide, and we need to do something about it. And they have. They've researched and they've talked to individuals and agencies who've come forth with some very, very powerful research and opportunities to help. First, we're going to find out who's on this dynamic team and let them introduce themselves to you, our viewing audience.
Hi, I'm Mia.
Hi, I'm Soria.
I'm Angel Lynn.
Hi, I'm Delaney.
Well, ladies, it's so nice to have you with me here today, and I know that you've got a wonderful teacher who's helped you and encouraged you along the way with Project Citizen. Who is your teacher at Westgate?
Miss Kapler.
Miss Kapler. And Miss Kapler has been working with Project Citizen for several years, and I know she's very excited and a very, very dynamic individual with Project Citizen. So kudos to you and your teacher. We love Project Citizen. Now, as you've shared a little bit of your project with me, something that I think is very, very important that we share is the willingness of our city council people, of our community agencies to really listen to people who are 7th graders. And that's tremendous because you have great ideas. And what I'd like for you to do is to share who some of those individuals and agencies are that think a 7th grader has got fantastic ideas, because you do, and we need to take those ideas seriously because they can really make a difference in our world. Who is it that has been tremendous in listening to you and coming forth with ideas?
Well, we have a computer program called Everfi, and we also have USF, which is another organization. And Everfi has come forward willing to make our program for suicide prevention for students. And the USF is taking care of the teacher part. So our program would take care of both students getting help and teachers learning how to get students help.
So when it comes to innovation and creative ideas, it doesn't matter the age. It matters about thinking outside the box, being attentive to details, and being willing to come forth and put those ideas forward. Now, Everfi is one, but there are other agencies and groups that I know you've mentioned. Who else has been a catalyst in helping this effort come forward?
Well, UCF also not UCF, USF also offered to help with making the program, especially for the teachers, and yes.
So community agencies, universities, people that, and organizations that do have the resources and the money to back and support you. So the idea here is that if you've got a great idea, move forward, ask, and you'll get the help that you need. Did you ever think that an idea, a spark, could take mold and take shape like it has?
Well, I mean, not at first, but now seeing what this project has done and how it's gotten out there in the public, I changed my mind about it, and I believe that it can now.
All right, so you're right now in 7th grade. Just imagine what you can do as an 8th grader, a 9th grader, a 10th grader, a college student, and as an adult leader. I look forward to seeing what you all are going to be doing when you graduate and when you become the movers and shakers of the world, because by then I'm going to be retired and I'm going to be needing you to take care of me. So I know the world will be in very good hands. Thank you so very much.